Hello and welcome to episode 39 of Daryl Show Your Work. In this episode, I will be demonstrating ways that we can isolate a user and a workstation from an environment when there is some sort of suspected malicious behavior, as well as diving into ways we can harden our active domain from future attacks and to mitigate our risk against those. All right, so to get started, I am going to go into our Active Directory users console. So let me start typing that here. All right, so as I start typing that in, so I'm going to go to this option right here, Active Directory users and computers. All right, so based on the intel that we have in our suspected compromise, we know that there's a user named Alex Turner who is suspected of some sort of malicious activity. So what I need to do, I need to go in here and first deactivate Mr. Turner's account. So in order to do that, I'm going to search for him under the users folder, and I found him here. All right, so I'm going to right click that, and I'm going to go to disable account. All right, and I'm gonna verify I want to. All right, so then the next thing we need to do is to isolate his computer from our network, or to deactivate it. So in order to do that, so this is not the only way that we can isolate his PC, but this is a way that we could begin to do so. So I'm going to go into Alex PC, that is his workstation name. I'm going to double click there. I'm going to go into the dial-in tab, and up here where it says network access permission, I'm gonna click deny access and hit apply. So that way, this is the beginning of us isolating not just the user and the user account, but also the workstation that the activity was found on. Okay, now let's get into strengthening our active domain. So way we could begin to do that, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my command prompt here, type in CMD inside the search bar here, or the start menu. Click command prompt. All right, so let me adjust the font here so everyone can see what it is that I'm doing. All right, so let's see, font. All right, let's bring this up to 24. That should be large enough. All right. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to enter into my group policy management console. What we're going to do, we're going to use group policies to enforce audit settings across all domain joined devices. All right. So in order to enter into that group policy management console, I'm going to type the command gpmc.msc, and hit enter. And that's going to open up this GUI interface here. So I'm going to expand this tree here, and I'm going to go under domains, expand that. All right, expand this particular domain. All right, and then I am going to go into, let's say, oops, on here, didn't mean to do that. Let's see, I'm going to see, let's edit this policy. All right, so by going under edit policies, now I get a new menu. All right, so now I'm going to expand this policy tree right here, and then I'm going to expand Windows settings policy tree, and then I'm going to go under security settings. All right, then I'm going to, from this long list here, let me, since this is getting longer here, let me expand that a bit so we can see a bit better. I'm going to scroll down to advanced audit policy configuration. Here's where all audit policies are going to be. I'm going to expand that. All right, then I'm going to click audit policies so we can see the list of policies here. So this is a list of our different policies that we can audit. So as we can see, all of them are not configured. So we need to configure all of these policies. So to begin to do that, I'm going to click on this first one for account log on. All right. So I'm going to click on that, and then I'm going to hold shift down and click on the bottom one. That's going to highlight all of them. I'm going to right click it, go to properties. All right, and I'm going to check this box off right here where it says configure the selected events to be audited. So I'm going to click audit all success and audit all failures, and I'm going to hit apply. So what this does, this logs successful logins and failures of failed login attempts, and it ensures that relevant events are logged in the event viewer. So essentially, we want to go through all of these policies, and we want to make sure that our event viewer captures those, so our SOC analysts and incident responders can go in and see what it is that happens, and be able to correlate different events. And also, so our sim tool too can then be able to track these events and these logs, and so that would enable our analysts to be able to go in and to correlate the different logs under a single pane, and be able to piece together the incident and be able to know what happened um, according to the events. All right, so I'm going to go to account management, do the same thing here, highlight all of those properties, audit all success and login. If I mean, excuse me, success and failures. Apply. Click OK. For all detailed tracking, do the same. All right, for directory services access. All right, for logging in and logging off. Again, these are going to just create those logs for us to audit, and for our automated systems like SIMS to be able to audit and pick up anomalies, or give us access to these logs to be able to then correlate. All right, object access. All right, next is when policy changes happen. And privilege use. All right, and then last, our system logs, the sysmon logs. All right. So now that we've done that, the next thing that we want to do is we want to then we need to be able to apply these. So even though we've gone in and we've made these changes, there's actually a command line command that we need to type in here to ensure that these group policies are immediately applied. In order to do that, I'm going to do gp update. So, all right, and then I'm gonna say \force. All right, and so this is going to immediately apply these changes that I've made, and keep those permanent till we go in and have to update those again. All right, so just check in my syntax here. I'm good. All right, so it says updating policy. Let that run for a few seconds. All right. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is we want to be able to strengthen our user account control policies. All right, so I'm gonna go back into the group policy management console. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna scroll up and we're gonna go into local policies. All right, and then we're going to go under security options. All right. So, so what we see here, this is where a collection of security-related policies that allow us to configure the behavior and restrictions for various aspects of the Windows operating systems. These settings provide control over key system security features, user permissions, authentication, and access controls. All right, so I'm going to scroll all the way down here, and we're going to interact with a group of these. All right, so the first one that we're going to interact here is user account control admin approval mode for the built-in admin account, administrator account. All right, so we want to enable this. All right, so we have, so that means that an administrator has to actually give approval in order for administrator account to be created or used. All right, so scrolling down, the next one we're going to look at is run all administrators in admin approval mode. All right, so again, so this means that another you will have to have another admin account to be able to approve certain actions within the system. So I'm going to select that and then enable it. All right, so meaning that it requires a second pair of eyes or a second person to be able to for stuff to be able, certain things to be able to get done that takes admin actions. All right, so then the next group we want to look at is user account control, behavior of elevation prompt for administrators and admin approval mode. All right, so I'm gonna click define this policy, and we're going to choose the option to prompt for credentials on secure desktop. So even if we have an admin account that is compromised, if it is somehow compromised by some way where the attacker doesn't have the credentials and they still found some means to elevate their privileges to admin, well, before they could take any sort of actions, they would have to enter in some sort of predefined credentials for that account. All right, so I'm gonna hit apply, hit OK. And the next one is user account control behavior of elevation prompt for standard users. So if a standard user wanted to elevate their privileges, we're going to set this to automatically deny elevation requests. All right, because there should be no reason why users themselves should have the permissions to elevate their own privileges. I mean, that's a huge no-no, and you're asking for trouble if you allow that. Um, Even from a benign user, you may have what do you call it? Um, when a user has too many user privilege creep, it may cause privilege creep with certain um, users on your network, legitimate users, and they may be able to have permissions to do things that's outside the scope of their job or their positions. Or a malicious user could then take over a standard account and then easily um, um, elevate their privileges through legitimate means and further have lateral movement throughout your enterprises. This is not something that we want. All right, so I'm going to click OK. All right. So after just making sure that those should be the only four that we need to update. So All right, so we need to do the same thing again, and we need that those changes persist. In order to do that, we're going to run the last command that we ran as far as the other updates, the group policy updates that we ran, and we're going to just update the group policy to show these changes that we recently made with that command. All right, so the next thing we need to do is let's configure our inbound firewall rules. All right, so in order to do that, see, we need to find the firewall settings here, and that should still be under security settings. All right, and let's see, where is the Windows? Here we go, Windows Defender Firewall with Advanced Security. All right, we're going to expand that, and it comes up again. We're going to expand that again. All right, and then inbound rules. I'm going to right click that, and I'm going to go to new rules, as we have no rules currently in existence, which is troubling. All right. So I'm going out of these four options here, I'm going to go down to the predefined, and we're going to leave this since we're working with hardening Active Directory. We're going to leave this as on Active Directory domain services, and just for the intended purposes of this video, we're just going to choose all the default rules for protecting Active Directory. But if this was an actual enterprise or real actual network, we would choose some more specific options that's relevant to our network. But in this instance, we're just going to go with all the default rules, which you can see right here. All right, I'm going to choose allow the connection. I'm going to hit finish. As you can see here, now we have these inbound rules populated. So we won't be adding any outbound rules because in most configurations, outbound firewall rules are not strictly necessary for domain controllers because outbound traffic is generally trusted and does not pose the same level of security risk as inbound traffic. All right, so we're just gonna the thing we need to do here, since we're still dealing with group policy, we just need to be able to ensure that these changes persist. So going back in my history here, and I'm gonna run this command again to update our group policy. All right. So then the next thing that we need to configure is something called the Windows Defender, the Windows Defender System Guard. And what that is a security feature designed to maintain system integrity and protect against malicious attacks by leveraging both hardware and software defenses. It ensures that we only trust components are loaded into memory, protecting the system from kernel level exploits and maintaining the integrity of the boot process. All right, so to begin to do that, I'm going to just simply type settings here into our start menu. All right, simple enough. All right, and then we're going to go right here to update and security. All right, then the next step, we go over all the way here to the left and we choose Windows security. All right, and then I'm gonna go from these four options, I'm gonna choose device security. All right, then where it says core isolation, and it defines what that is. Virtualization-based security protects the core parts of your device, and that's what I was explaining when proceeding into this step. That this is going to help protect like our kernel. All right, so I'm going to go to core isolation details. All right, and so I am going to turn on memory integrity. And so memory integrity is a critical component that uses virtualization-based security to isolate sensitive processes from the rest of the operating system. It works by creating a secure virtualized environment, ensuring that malicious code cannot alter or access protected processes. The feature prevents kernel-level exploits, ensuring the system's runtime environment remains secure and uncompromised. So that's why it's important for us to turn on this memory integrity under core isolation. All right. So the next thing, the last set of activities we're going to do is we're basically just going to be checking just to make sure that nothing further than what was initially found was damaged in the system. And the first tool we're going to be using is something called the system file check tool, which is abbreviated to SFC. And what SFC is a command line utilities in Windows designed to scan and repair system files. It ensures the integrity of critical system files by checking for corruption or modifications. So, a case that we had, let's say an attacker come in and they went in and they tried to change some system registry files, something of that nature, to kind of to maintain some level of persistence. Well, this is going to be able to help us to define that, and we'll come back return some type of value to let us know that, hey, we found something weird going on with this registry file or whatever other configuration file may be enabling some sort of persistence or something that may have been damaged. All right, so in order for us to begin running this system file checker tool, I'm going to type in SFC, which is short for, and I'm going to do \scan now. Pretty simple command. All right. So this takes some time to run. I'm not going to have us to sit here and watch paint dry. It should finish by the time we run the next utility. But while it's running, I can jump into exactly to what that is. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to run something called the deployment image servicing management tool. And what this does, it's an advanced integrity checking tool. It's basically used to repair and maintain system images, including those used for the operating system. So this goes a step further, and this finds any sort of damages to the operating system itself and attempts to repair it. So first, we need to run it in order to see if it finds anything and to see if it starts doing any sort of self repair on the operating system. All right, so I'm going to open up another terminal window. Wow. Our current one is going with the SFC tool. So I'm type in CMD again. All right. So while that's running, I'm going to begin running the DISM command, which is, let me see. Okay, DISM. Move that out the way. All right. Then I'm a capital O for online. Then I'm gonna say clean dash image. All right, we want to make sure we have a clean image, and that's in base. And then I must tell it to do a health check. Check health. All right, so these are several different functions that we could run with DSM. So I'm going to run all three of these to basically check the health of the operating system and ensure that we have a clean image, and that it's online, that is indeed online. So I can run these different three different flags against DISM, any one of them or any pair or all three, and it's basically going to look for whatever I tell it to look for. So we're going to use all three in this instance. All right, let me see. Seems like I should have put that all together. Let me see. I shouldn't have used spaces. Let's try that again. Okay, let's get rid of that last space. It is not liking my command. Let's see, what aren't you liking? Let me see, did I fat finger something? Ah, I did fat finger something. Okay. Okay, so I should have told it to clean up image. All right. So let's try that again. There we go. Okay, so basically it came back and said no a component store corruption detected. So everything is still good with our overall Windows image here. And if we look over here to the left, we can see that the SFC or the system file check tool didn't find anything in its check either. So this is basically this brings us to the end of the video. But what I displayed is one, how we can isolate a suspected malicious user or at least an infected user, how we can isolate both their account and their machine from our network, and then how we can further harden our attack surface from any sort of compromise by working by tightening up the group policy within our Active Directory, and then some post incident things that we could do as far as ensuring that no particular system files were compromised or damaged, or not even the operating system image itself. So please do like, share, and subscribe, and most importantly, show your work. And until next time, take care of yourself and God bless.